Yo, what's good, everybody? It's your boy Noah back again with another video. And today I kind of felt a little bit compelled to share this video with you guys. I think it's something that someone needs to hear, so I felt compelled to make it today. And I'm going to be talking about the shift that's happening on the planet right now. You know what I mean? If you don't really know what I'm talking about, we are in a time right now that's called the Great Awakening, and it's pretty much we are moving into the age of Aquarius, which is the information age. You know, the truth is starting to become revealed to us, and you know, the veil is starting to become more lifted. And whereas we're transcending from the third dimensional frequency up into the fifth dimensional frequency, which means that you know, and it's not everybody, this isn't happening to everyone, it's just people who, it's happening to people who are, you know, open to love, and we're shifting towards more of the love frequency. You know, in the third dimension, which would be, you know, and when I talk about third and fifth dimension, it's all here, you know what I mean? It's all on Earth. And when I talk about the 3D or 5D, then yeah, I'm talking about here. I'm not really talking about up in the sky or anything like that, but we are going into a shift, like I said. You know, the third dimension is pretty much where we are reactionary to everything that goes on around us. You know, if we're talking to a friend or if we're talking to our family members, then we are you know, if we don't really like what they're saying, then we're very reactive, and we tend to act on our emotions, you know what I mean? Whereas in 5D, in 5D, then we respond to our emotions. You know, we're not as reactive. We feel them, and we're able to accept it, you know what I mean? And so with that being said, you know, as we move into the shift into the fifth dimension, which is technically heaven on earth, because we start to see, you know, as we move into the fifth dimension, we start to, like I said before, the veil is being lifted. You know, we're starting to uncover the truth of who we actually are. You know, and we're starting to realize that the separation of each and everything on this planet is an illusion. You know what I mean? It doesn't really exist. You know, people have created the term race, the term religion. You know, with politics, it's all, you know, these are all just labels that are placed out to divide us, you know what I mean? And we're starting to realize that each and every day. That, you know, most of these religions that they teach, we all have, you know, they all have similar beliefs, you know what I mean? Each and every religion has some sort of similar belief. You know, they all believe in a higher power, aka God, you know what I mean? All, if not all, most, you know what I mean? I'm sure not every religion believes in God, but yeah, so we're starting to be exposed to the truth, you know. We're starting to realize that these labels that were put into place were put there to divide us and to make us seem like we're separate from each other, when in reality we're all interconnected, you know. So which is really a beautiful thing, you know. But as we're starting to ascend, we have to, you know, go through very emotional and we have to go through the fire in order to, you know, make that transition. Because change doesn't happen overnight, you know what I mean? It's a process. And the more and more things, you know, people like to say, oh, 2020 sucks, you know what I mean? I can't wait for 2020 to be over. When in reality, they're not looking at the bigger picture, which is, you know, 2020 was here for a reason, you know what I mean? If 2020 wasn't this chaotic, you know, people wouldn't start to realize kind of who they are. You know, this time on the planet is really starting to wake up a lot of people throughout, like, across the United States and, like, all over the world. So, you know, without this, and we wouldn't be able to look at ourselves and really realize who we're dealing with here, you know, and to realize that we're really our own worst critic, you know. And we're starting to realize that we aren't our thoughts. That our thoughts are just an aspect of us, you know, aka our ego. You know, that doesn't, we are the thing that is observing our thoughts, you know. And so yeah, with everything going on and everybody starting to realize this, it's creating tension. You know, because some group of people, whatever you want to call them, I don't really know, you know what I mean? So I can't really put a name on it. But group of people, government, whatever, the higher power, whatever you want to call them, they have, you know, laid down all these rules that, you know, they don't, it doesn't work for us, you know. You know, giving each and every person $1,200 as a stimulus check. It's just, it doesn't make sense, you know, especially considering how much money they make and everything like that, you know. So yeah, I could get into that a lot of this, like pretty much this whole video, but I also want to get into something else. Yeah, since this shift is happening, I want to kind of let you guys know, inform you on how you can be prepared for these next couple months that are coming up, because these are going to be like one of the most craziest. So as you guys know, I don't know if you do, but there's been flooding that's been happening, going on in China. They haven't really put it up on the news. I wonder why. But like, they haven't put it up on the news, so we haven't really known about it. But if you go into Google Translate and you translate the term flood in China, or just flooding in like the Chinese, in the Chinese like language, and then you paste it on just the Twitter, like on the Twitter search bar, then it's going to bring you to the Chinese servers, and it's going to show you all the flooding that's been happening in China, you know. And yeah, so there's been flooding, there's been kind of a food shortage over there. They haven't, all their crops kind of got wiped out, or if not all, a lot of them. And, you know, Cuba's been dealing with the same thing, you know, like not the flooding thing, but as much, but they have been experiencing a food shortage. A lot of their food and like their toiletries and everything like that, the prices have gone up dramatically. And and here in the United States, they weren't really talking about it, but there was a hurricane that just randomly went in from Iowa, that just struck Iowa, you know, and I have family members who live in Iowa, so I like got notified from it. Well, not me personally, but my mom. She was telling me about it because a few of my cousins live up there, and there was just a random hurricane. You know what I mean? There hasn't been a hurricane in Iowa for like 100 years or something like that. So, and it wiped out a whole bunch of different crops and things like that. And, you know, I don't want to say this to scare you guys. I'm just letting you guys know that within the next couple of months, there could be a food shortage. You know, not like there's actually going to be no food, but there is going to be, you know, it's going to be on the news, and people are going to start to say that there's a food shortage that we're experiencing right now, you know. So I just want to let you guys know to be prepared for it, and just in case it does happen, you know what I mean? We oftentimes have hurricanes around here, so yeah, I'm not saying that it will happen, you know, it probably won't, to be honest, but we never know. I've just been feeling like really stressed out lately for like not really like a specific reason, and just lack of energy, you know, lack of motivation. I haven't had my motivation that I usually have, so yeah. But I just felt compelled to make this video for you guys to kind of help you guys get prepared for the next coming months, because the shift is here, you know, it's happening. And so yeah, just make sure to stock up on food, you know, buy a lot of dry fruits, buy a lot of trail mix, buy, you know, food that you don't need to cook, you know, food that you can just eat when you open it out of the package. So buy a lot of those, buy canned goods, you know what I mean? Just stock up on food for the next couple months, just in case, you know, I had to buy a lot of food for my family. I have a pretty big family, so just make sure that you're like stocked up on food. Make sure that you have enough toilet paper, you know, that's also going to probably be like a real lack. I guess just toiletries in general, just make sure that you're stocked up, you know, because you never know what's going to happen. And like I said, I'm not telling you guys this to scare you. I just want you guys to be informed. I have been seeing, you know, that prices of food have been going up in Cuba, and there's been like a lot of flooding in China. And then I just recently knew that there was a hurricane that happened in Iowa. I think it was like last week or like a couple weeks ago. It was very recent. And I know that it struck out a whole bunch of different crops. So, and I've also been hearing people say that there will be a food shortage. So I just want to come out here and just make sure you guys are prepared, and you know, you don't have to let this affect you. It hasn't happened yet, so chances are it probably won't happen. But if it does, you know, I just want to make sure that you guys are prepared. Like I said before, I live in Florida, so there's like, we have to worry about hurricanes a lot of the times. And so yeah, I just got prepared anyways. But with that being said, guys, thank you so much for tuning into today's video. Like I said before, you don't have to be scared. I know that's going to be a thought that kind of crosses your mind. This isn't something that we have to be afraid of. I just encourage you guys to start meditating, you know, start finding the inner peace within yourself, and you can really accomplish anything, you know. Whatever it is you want to do, you know, you just have to set your mind to it. And I really do encourage practicing meditation at this time. You know, things are about to start getting really crazy, so I think it's really important to be in a good mental state and to be in a good mental space in general, and to not be really affected that much with what's going on, because it can be a lot and it can be very overwhelming and stressful. But we don't have to fear it, you know what I mean? Fear doesn't exist when love is in the air. So yeah, like I said, go guys. Peace out. Have a wonderful afternoon, morning, night, wherever you're at. And peace, love, and happiness.